Hi, and welcome back to It's a Miracle Budgeting. Today is my third quarter debt update. I did start doing this. I think I did my first one at the end of the January 29th or 30th. So I didn't do a full first quarter record keeping. For a little background and context, I am a cash budgeter. My husband and I do not budget together. We've been together, this year was 19 years married and 22 years together, and we have never budgeted together. It works for us. So despite critical comments, I am not changing it. It is working just fine. And quite honestly, from what I see, it has saved us from a lot of arguments, and it's made our communication about our finances improved instead of dissected. So I do budget my money for my use, and this is my debt. My husband does have student debt, and he has very little credit card debt. He's actually pretty good with his money as far as paying for things cash in now. He doesn't typically build debt, but it is our situation, and we are happy in it. So if we look back, I did keep this as a running journal the whole year. So I started off, actually it's 117, and I had $14,556 in credit card debt. In end of first quarter, it was down to $11,274. End of the second quarter, it was down to $77,383.33, which was amazing. Now, I feel like I have to put kind of a disclaimer in here. From March to July 10th, 11th, I did a crap ton of door dashing. I door dashed basically 5 to 7 days a week. I typically brought in $300 to $500 extra per week, so I paid off a huge chunk of debt at that point. However, in July, DoorDash did change how they pay their drivers, and my profits went from here to here. Actually, it's more like here to here, and it was just ridiculous. It wasn't worth my time. It rarely covered my gas, and I said, this is not worth it anymore. And that is when in July and June is when I started opening my own business. So I had paid off basically like $4,000 in that time frame, almost $5,000, and that is why, because of DoorDash. So if we look at end of third quarter, I actually don't have normal credit card debt. This is debt that is revolving, that like this has my car repair in it, but as of 9/30, it technically was on the card, so I'm including it. But I actually have the cash fund that's going to pay off the majority of that. I think my cash fund actually has, I think the bill is $315, and I had a coffee or something on there. I can't remember what it was, but so a lot of these are revolving. I don't carry $14, $13, $95 every single month, but at the date I closed my credit card update, this is what I had. So my total debt as of 9/30 was $1,413.95. Again, here or there, but some of them were annual fees, some of them were groceries I got to pull out of my grocery fund, so on. My available credit is $65,550, and this is from store cards, this is lines of credits, this is care credits, this is Visa, MasterCard, Amex, etc. I think the only card I don't have is a Discover. And my current utilization is 2.16%. So while that is a balance, again, some of it is on cash that's going to go back in and pay them off. Some are annual fees and small little balances that will come off. Or 3, I'm not super worried about it because I make a point to not pay interest. And then I make a point to keep my utilization under 10%. As long as I'm under 10% and I'm not paying interest, I'm okay with that. Next was my car loan. When I started off, 118 is when I actually did this because I couldn't get it on 117. I think 117 was a Sunday or Saturday or something like that. So when I got a hold of my loan company, I had my car loan financed through a dealership. I had 2 car loans open in my name and didn't have the income to support both. But the problem was, one was a car accident. So they wouldn't give me another loan with a good interest, good bank, good anything until that loan was paid off. The insurance company dragged their feet for 90 days. I had loan lease gap through my carrier instead of buying it through my dealership, and that was the issue. I'm an insurance agent. If you can buy gap when you buy your car, do not waste your time on it at your policy. You may pay more to buy it from the dealership. It may seem like a great and financially sound decision, but the problem is, when you buy it from the insurance company, they can hold your check until they determine they want to pay it. If you buy it from the dealership, it's a contract. It's a black and white contract that says they have to pay this if this happens, and this is how it works. Now, does that mean insurance isn't a contract? No, it is. It's actually a reciprocal contract, but it's not always honored in the same way as you think it should be, and it can sometimes cause you to make bad financial decisions because of it. So I had to get to work. I had to pick up my kids from sports and schools. I did it and paid way too much interest for 4 years. So moving forward to 324, my car balance was down to 7203. Basically worked out to be 2 payments, nothing really big there. Once we get to 630, you see a huge jump. This is a balance of 420309, and this is actually, I paid $3,600 roughly since 118, and that was mainly because I started doing my moving 1,000 out of my savings challenges every time I reached 1,000. Sorry, my table's hitting my wall. Now it is paid off. It only had a balance of about $2,800, I think, when I did my debt consolidation loan. And so I have zero. But moving forward, and that means both of our cars are now paid off. They are both older vehicles. So we will be moving a lot of that money that we actually put into paying on car loans. We're actually going to move into putting in our car fund. So background, he pays his repairs, I pay mine. That's just how we've always done it. And so if he doesn't save for his, not saying he doesn't, but if he doesn't, then that's on him and he needs to fix it. If I don't save for mine, that's on me. I don't expect him to come and save the day just because we're married. We consider ourselves independent adults and we pay our own bills. So I am upping my auto fund because if you have an older car, you know there's going to be repairs and you got to plan accordingly. When I had a loan, I couldn't afford to put so much in. So now I'm moving forward and doing that. In August, I think it was August 13th, I did go get a debt consolidation loan. My loan was for $12,400. This was the total of my credit cards. And I think I had, I'm not sure exactly how much. It was around $1,000 of a business expense I needed to pay. And then I actually paid off my car and it worked out to be $12,400. As of 9:30, I am already down to $93.69.52 with no door dashing. We'd just like to put that out there. Zero door dashing, and I've paid off $3,000 on this alone. That is a total of $3,030.48 paid to date. I'm actually moving that $1,000 challenge where I save my challenges as soon as the total of the sum of them equals 1,000. I used to pay it on my car. I now pay it on my personal loan. My goal is to have this completely paid off next year at the absolute, and I mean absolute latest, by March 31st. However, I doubt it will take that long because I actually get retention bonuses at work, and then we also typically get a bonus in the new year. So between my bonuses, I have a feeling I'm going to pay it off sooner, but that's my be all end all date. I don't care if I have to not stuff any envelopes in those last few months. That's what I will do to have this paid off because that's how I will beat the interest game. If this goes past March 31st, then it will be a moot point and I will have paid more interest than I paid on my car or I paid on my cards, and that made it no point. But if I pay it before then, my interest total will be much less than if I had kept the credit cards or the car loan. So now you know where my goals are and you know where I'm trying to go. Student loans has not changed by even a penny because of the federal ban or stop on interest and payments. So my interest and payments total my interest and principal total $160,061.80. Now, I received questions when I posted this previously. Why the hell do you have that much student loans? So you have to count single mom, homeless mom, associate's degree, married mom of more, low-paying income, bachelor's degree, mom, married, many more kids, master's. I am 12 credits shy of my master's degree. I gave up on it. In my job as an insurance agent, I make more than what my career path was ever going to pay if I finished my master's degree. And I finally came to the realization that I was not a failure for identifying that and saying, you know what? This makes no sense. I was so obsessed and educational minded that I thought if I finished my master's, I would make it. But there's no point in going from what I make now to $25,000 a year with a master's degree and probably $180,000 in student loans. So sometimes you have to look and to smell the roses and go, I did not plan for this career, but I'm good at this career. I fell into this career and it pays my bills well, and call it a day. My career has supported our family very well. And obviously my husband supports it with us, but it's always been a really nice thing, the stability in my profession, because everyone always needs insurance. So that's something that's very nice. So moving forward to, that's 6:30. 926.21 is when I pulled this. They are the exact same, obviously. 160. My principal is 154,311.01. Interest $5,750.79, which makes me want to vomit. So I have 20 loans. Each loan varies from $811.93 to $27,277.14. These, you can always identify, are actual master's loans, upper education, come in a lot higher allotments. When I'm done paying off my loan, I'm going to be moving on to my house down payment and moving on to paying my student loans. I am going to start with doing the snowball method on my lowest balance and working up and trying to eliminate this debt. It likely will take me at least 5 years. I'm okay with that plan. I want a house in that time, so I am going to divert my attention for saving for the house and saving for the, or paying the student loans, but I am planning to pay them. If there is a federal waiving of student loan debt, I'm absolutely going to say I'm here for that. However, I cannot count on the federal government to wipe my debt. I have to make plans accordingly, and therefore I am doing that. So in January 17th, my debt was $182,461, which I didn't do the cents in my other one, so you'll see that as you go through. In the end of the first quarter, my debt was $178,539.61. It's almost $4,000 was paid off. Actually, $62.62 overall, because I don't know if I said this in this video, but I started cash budgeting on my paycheck that was like 10/15 of 2020. And so I actually had already paid quite a bit just trying to do the right thing. And then once I got more organized and got better at it, and I had failures and wins, and I just got the groove, I started pumping a lot more in. So at the end of the second quarter, I was down to $171,648, and that is a total paid in that year of $68.91. Overall, $13,154, which to me still shocks the shit out of me, because I didn't think I was capable of paying off $1,000. I've always been the type that I pay my bills, but I always had maxed out credit cards. I always had a high auto loan, not even necessarily the interest, but like the payments were always high. We have a very large family. There's 6 kids total. We have 3 in the house, 3 out of the house. We've always kind of been under the current of money. Like we were behind it and we never could keep up with it. So when I started doing this and I failed the first couple times, instead of doing what I had always done, and I'm telling you, I'm 43 years old and I did this for my entire adult life, so say 25 years. If I budgeted it and I failed, then I would say, well, obviously budgeting doesn't work and it's not for me. And then I would fly by the seat of my pants for 6 paychecks, 8 paychecks, 3 years, whatever it was. And then I'd get pissed off at my money again, get pissed off that I had nothing to show for all the hard work that we do. And I'd go, okay, I'm going to do it again. And then I'd fail and I'd do the same thing. This time in October, I made a deal with myself that I was going to try this for 1 year. Win, fail, doesn't matter. For 1 year, I'm going to try this because I was seeing all the success and I felt like, yes, there's stuff on TV you can't believe. There's stuff on YouTube you can't believe. But I really felt like majority of the people I was watching were really succeeding and really sticking with things. So I felt like it was a learned skill. Well, if you don't try to learn the skill, you're not going to learn the skill. So I stopped, failed it in October. I failed in November. I failed in December. And then January, it was like an epiphany. Everything just started falling into place. And don't get me wrong, I have failed many times since January. However, I just keep pushing and you can see the progress. So if we go to 9:30, not as big a progress as before, but I will explain. Credit cards, as we talked about, $14,1395, auto loan 0, personal loan $93,6952, student loans $160,062. This amounts to $170,845.47, which still makes me want to vomit. If we're clear, I just get a little queasy every time I look at that number. However, since January 30th, now I didn't even go back to October 20th or 15th. I went back to January 30th when it was approximately the time I took these numbers. $11,615.53 has been paid on my debt since then. Now, if we go back, in January, I had already paid off $2,500, $2,400. So really, this is like $1,500, $1,300. I don't know. I suck at math. So you're probably going to comment down below. Actually, Brandy, this is what it is. But point is, a lot more than that. Again, I hear the opera. Ah! Since 3/31, I've paid off $76.94.14. Since 6/30, a whopping $803.05. How is that? If the car's paid off, if the credit cards are paid off, and my student loan had $3,000 off, I opened a small business. I invested about $5,000 into my small business between machinery, supplies, paying shipping costs, membership fees, all those things. And for me, the investment was worth it. Did it put a pause on my debt payment? Absolutely. However, it is an additional stream of income that will pay for itself in time. It takes time for your website to get out there and become marketed. It takes time for you to become good at selling your products. And I have owned a small business in the past. A little bit of background. I owned a cloth diapering and parenting store for about 6 years. I was also, and I still am, a licensed doula, or certified doula is a better term. State of Michigan doesn't license, but we have to be certified to really get any clients. I am no longer a practicing doula. I am still super passionate about the field. I believe that every woman, no matter their choices, deserve to be supported. And I was a pregnancy and parenting teacher. I was a birth doula. I was a pregnancy doula. I was a postpartum doula. I was an abortion doula, and I was a death doula. Those things, women, hear me please, support each other and stop judging. Okay, off my platform. But I owned that business for a little over 6 years, sold every single component for a profit, because I knew building a business takes time. If you don't see sales in the first 30 days, don't put everything on sale. Take a breath. You don't see them in 60 days, take a breath. 90 days, take a breath. It takes 90 to 120 days to properly get in the internet algorithm. Relax. And if you can't afford to invest in your business, do little side projects, do DoorDashing, do whatever, but don't think you have to make instant income. There are blessed people out there that make money immediately. I mean, like day one, they're just awesome. But majority of people, it's the long game. It's not the short game. So that is why, after that really long roundabout explanation, why I only have a difference of $803.05. And I'm okay with that. Again, I feel confident in what I've done in my business decisions. I feel confident that I can handle my bills and they're greatly reduced from where they were. And I feel confident that I am working towards the goals that I have set forth. So that is my debt update for the third quarter. I will do another one in January about the fourth quarter. I probably will calm these down once the personal loans and the credit cards are, well, this will always probably fluctuate. So actually once this is paid off and I'm only paying for my student loans, I probably won't do quarterly updates. I probably will just do an update maybe within a budget video or whatever, and to say, hey, this is what I paid off. Because to do a whole video when everything's paid except for that, that would be really boring for you. I wouldn't watch that. So I'm not going to do that. So I hope that if you like budgeting videos, if you like cash stuffing videos, if you like expense payouts or debt updates and debt progress, debt snowball, I hope that you will like, share, subscribe, make sure you ring that bell for notifications. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're safe and healthy and your budget is going great.